Hey folks, David Hubbell here, and this is the 11th week of the fall 2024 Mirliton season here in Mobile, and I'm here to bring you your weekly update on how the vine is doing in my yard. It's getting a little cooler. It's feeling like Mirliton weather, and we're closing in on Thanksgiving. Before we go out and check that vine, I want to thank everybody who has taken the time to like and subscribe to the David J. Hubbell YouTube channel. I appreciate it. Your subscriptions help YouTube know that this is a subject you're interested in and that people are interested in finding out about. So thanks again, and let's go see what's happening out in the yard. All right, folks, we are back with the 11th week of the fall 2024 Mirliton season. And once again, kind of stepping back since the truck's out of the way. You can see how the vine is doing. We had about 3 good days of rain and a lot of cloud coverage this week. So because of that, I actually didn't have the light on. I mean, actually I put the light back on at the end of the week for at least half the week, because I think with that extra cloud coverage that helped with the buds blooming. So anyway, we will do a quick once over. Well, look at those. Those two seem to be doing okay. That one really doesn't look like it progresses a whole lot. And we got that other little one up there. So based off what I've seen so far, those are progressing along nicely. Once again, I think this week we do project down to the low 40s, early, upper 30s. So what does that mean? Well, in my case, probably not going to do really anything to do any additional protection. Pollination wise, like I said last week, you can get down into the 40s. It may slow down a bit. That will be an opportunity that if you do have, even if you do have male flowers, the pollen may not be as I don't want to say viable, but it might be one too. But it may be a little more difficult for them to take. So we're still making buds there. So if you've been watching all 11 weeks up to this point, you realize that Mirliton growing is a marathon and not a sprint. And typically, though, it is not a long marathon like it has been this year. But I'm hoping that we will see some progress on ones I hand pollinated, if I can remember where the heck those were. Good, more buds. And I think a female back there too. So remember, as long as we have those, we have a good chance of producing. And like I said, I'm hoping that, since we're a couple of weeks off from Thanksgiving, or maybe 2 weeks, which I guess is a couple, I really don't expect any of these for my Thanksgiving table. But I do have some hope maybe for Christmas. So we will see. What's that? Oh, what do we got there, folks? Oh my gosh. Oh, crap, I need to get a ladder. Hold on. Okay, so remember, I always tell you that sometimes you gotta really search out here. And I've been looking for at least 11 weeks now. And what am I seeing now? Oh man. We have success, folks. Look at this. Our first full-size Mirliton. It's not real big, but it's big enough. Man, look at that. So, like I said, it is one of those cases where you keep trying and looking and you think you know where everything is and you don't. One of the best years I had, when this thing was all full up top here, I was still being surprised every so often. So for right now, I'm thinking, based upon the way it looks, it doesn't look very old, and the seed hasn't dropped yet. Since I'm saving this for seed, I think I'm going to keep it on for another week. Once again, I hope our little nemesis, whatever, squirrels will not find it. That is really encouraging. One down, maybe. I won't count till I pick it. Okay, so coming along here, man, that was exciting to find that first one, the first full size. And the vine is really, other than some of the die off, is really looking pretty good. I think that Siamese twin one we had last week did not make it. Well, looks like I said, we were going to have another casualty. Looks like this one didn't make it either. So it looks like I lost 3 vines this year so far. Okay, so on the back end here, looking up, not seeing anything that would lead me to believe we got any from that. This vine looks okay. This one is still struggling. Let's see this back end here. Do we have any hope on the back end? So there's that one we saw earlier. See, I'm not seeing any males this week. And it does cycle. So, like I said, I promise that it's not always this difficult, although if you watch my last 4 or 5 years, you probably would say that more times I'm trying to just get a handful than I am with a lot of success, or been successful. So it looks like I still got 3 really good vines, and if you can tell, they seem to be the ones that are up toward the front. They get more of the sunlight, so maybe that's another clue for your new Mirliton growers. I'm checking up underneath all here as well. Years ago I put this bird netting up, and quite honestly it's a pain in the butt to remove, but I figured it wouldn't hurt from a standpoint of giving it something to crawl onto. Okay, so not a whole lot of encouragement from any more hidden Easter eggs, so to speak. Well, folks, it looks like not really seeing a whole lot more change. Really is aggravating and disappointing at the same time, because of the fact that we have had so much foliage in the early part of the summer. So what lessons can we learn the more I do this and looking at it, especially this year? Well, you don't want too much shade. I mean, you don't want too much sunlight, but yet you need enough sunlight that the plant thrives and progresses. So as I said, you can see that this side is really doing well. Even some on the front, or the south side of it. And that's where it's getting most sunlight. But you want enough of a canopy during the heat of the summer that it protects it. And you don't want as much light, so it's a balance. So I'm pretty sure at this point I can confidently say that I don't expect that I will have any surplus Mirliton to provide anybody. If I get these two and maybe a third, I will have my insurance policy. And given the fact that I lost a couple of plants on the back end, I may decide to at least replant one of those if I don't need them. Once again, you probably will see some sales for the store-bought Mirlitons, the Chatty Squash. They seem to be at some pretty good deals in Louisiana. Did not seem to make it over here to Alabama for some reason. I guess they don't think us folks along the Gulf Coast outside of New Orleans likes Mirliton, so maybe they need to educate themselves on that. Anyway, the Bumpus' dogs are out now, so I'm going to have to cut the Mirliton video to an end here. No hand pollinating today that I can tell. Didn't see any males. Do see some females. The cooler temperatures, it's like 50 this morning, but it's going to keep getting cool this week. So I think the bug issues are going to dissipate. I think we got a lot of good rain last week, so I think that'll help with the vine going forward. Man, if we can keep another month going, I can hopefully get 3 nice sized ones to propagate. We will see what happens over the next week or so. Thanks again for watching, and keep your fingers crossed, folks, that I don't get hit with an acorn. So, pretty exciting, huh? Finally, we got one that's pretty much full term. Like I said out in the video, folks, it's a marathon and not a sprint when it comes to growing Mirlitons, and this year's it's been a very long marathon. Like I said, if I get my 3 insurance policies, I'll be happy, and hopefully we'll have a better chance in the spring. Maybe we'll get, I don't know, maybe I'll get a small crop this year. It's hard to tell from year to year, but hopefully these videos from week to week will help you gain better insight on what you can do in your yard when you get a Mirliton. The growing community along the Gulf Coast has been kind of sporadic. It looks like we have some that have done really well with the Papa Sylvestre, as well as we've gotten the Israel Thibodeaux. We've got some good reports in on those, and actually some donations from folks in Florida. So we've disseminated those out to some longtime growers to help, once again, resurge that variety. And those people, once they get going on theirs, they will donate 5 of them back a piece. So if we've got, I like to say, a dozen people right now, we get 5 back, we'll have at least 60 next year to share with future growers. And that's our hope. It's the old Adopt a Mirliton program that Dr. Hill used with the Crescent City Farmers Market in New Orleans back when he started doing Mirliton.org. So it's a great program. Check us out on Mirliton.org, Mirliton.org, Facebook, and on the internet. Have any questions, drop them in the comment section below, or send them to me at rpcajun2r@gmail.com. Like I said, I'm going to baby this little Mirliton for another week, and I'll probably pick it next week. Watch over it, keeping my fingers crossed against those dang squirrels and the Bumpus' dogs. Hopefully they stay in their yard. And thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.